Okay, what I was doing before, I apologize. What I was doing before is there's my pants there. I was leaning like that on my legs. I do that when I'm on the internet. I go and I lean on there's my laptop. HP right there. But yeah, I was leaning on my, see, I was leaning on my leg. I grew up, see, I'm doing it again, but oh well. I grew up in Portland, Oregon, and I lived there until I was 18, and that's when I moved out. And basically, I didn't have the worst childhood, but I didn't have the best. My granddad, was nice. I mean, he's a really nice person, except for every once in a while he would get an agenda that he was really upset about. And I think a lot of old people are like that. They have, like, they don't want to listen to anyone else. It's their opinion and that's it. Which I'm never like that. I'm always trying to be open-minded. And like somebody said the other day, they said a mind is like a parachute. It won't work unless it's open. Anyway, what happened was he would just think that you were lying to him. And it's like, no, granddad, that's how the world works. And I have a story about that, but anyway, what he would do is he would drink a lot, and then he would make us listen to him, and he would, like, if we would try to leave the room, he would push us onto the couch or whatever and yell at us. And I actually have a tape, which I won't make you guys listen to, but I have a tape of him yelling because my grandma was going to recorded him and was going to play it back to him to show how crazy he sounded. And my grandma's such an enabler. I mean, she would try. She goes, and she still does this. She goes out of her way to make it so he doesn't yell. Like, she would say, "Oh well, he's getting into one." I'd come home from school, and she would say, "Oh well, he's getting into one of his moods, so I bought him his favorite dinner," kind of thing, just so he wouldn't yell. And I was his favorite, and I still am, kind of. And I remember he would start yelling at the dinner table, and she would tell me, I mean, imagine an 9-year-old kid. She would tell me, "You're his favorite. Just tell him to shut up. He might listen to you." And he would go into my bedroom and yell at me, and she would say, "Well, as long as he's not yelling at me, that's fine," which is not cool at all to say. And she just basically, uh, and even now she would lie just so he wouldn't hear about something, so he wouldn't yell. This one summer when I was about 11 or so, I don't remember. I'm not good at remembering ages unless it's very obvious. I did it at a certain age. But one summer he was almost every night he was yelling, and it was so bad. One of my second oldest sister, she called the police, and the police kind of didn't calm him down, but told us to just leave until he was calmed down. One time, it was only my sister and I left, and my grandma didn't, because we were on vacation, and her sister, my great aunt, has the stairs, and this happened to another family member of mine that was visiting. So they finally fixed the stair, but it's really hard. It's one of those stairs that it's very, it's a shallow stair, I guess you'd call it, so you can't really see it in the dark. So she was just normally walking, and she fell and she sprained her ankle, and it took like 2 months, 3 months for her to recover. It was a long time. Well, I guess 3 months isn't that long, but I mean, it was pretty long. And so she couldn't walk, and so she couldn't drive, and so they told us to, my older cousin, he lived up the street, and we stayed there until 10 or 11 at night or so and came home, and then went to sleep. This was during the summertime, so anyway, but that brings me to another thing. They were very overprotective, um, which, they were basically, their logic was, when it was pitch black at night, then there was a chance for me to they were worried that I was going to get raped or attacked or something out in the street. So I couldn't, my bedtime until I was 18, until I graduated high school, was 9:30. Until middle school, I took baths, supervised baths. When I was in 7th grade, I asked if I could take showers by myself. When I was, this was the beginning of my 7th grade, I think, and my grandma said, "Oh, okay, you can." My grandma from my dad's side noticed that, I mean, not to get too graphic, but she noticed I was going through puberty, and that was the last time that I had a shower. Well, she watched to make sure I knew how to take a freaking shower. She had a stroke, and so basically, my granddad had a stroke, and when I came home, when I was a freshman, I think it was in high school. I'm not good at the dates and stuff, but she came home. I came home, and she said he was showing the signs that he had a stroke, and he was going to be home the next night. And I wasn't really overwhelmed. I was just kind of shocked that happened, but I wasn't. It was just showing that they're old, and you have to accept the fact that they're going to be gone someday, kind of thing. But it wasn't overwhelmingly shocking. And he told my grandma that that the doctor told him to not drink anymore, and he was chewing tobacco at the time, and to not chewing tobacco anymore. But my grandma said that she never heard the doctor say that, and she thinks that he just was shocked so much of the health problems that he was having that he should straighten up. He still has that kind of attitude, and he has drank alcohol since then, but he's not as, doing it at all as bad, but he's not as drinking and then yelling. But even though he does sometimes yell, like this last Thanksgiving, basically they were overprotective. And a lot of the fun that I had when I was a kid was, I'll tell you in another video, my cousins spending the night. The youngest one now is 18. There's an 18-year-old male, 19-year-old female, 22 or 23 male, and then 24. Next month he's going to be 25 or 8 months in age. And so that was mostly my fun, that they would come over and spend the night on Saturdays mostly. And they would basically we had a blast. We played hide and seek, and we played, I had a regular Nintendo, and we played that, and that was probably most of the best of my childhood when they came over. Even though they got yelled at too, because they were kids, and they ran around yelling, and they got yelled at. And so anyway, this part of my this part of this video. This is the subject, and I'm going to go publish it